workers are not showing up on farms in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, Florida, and California. In Texas, in particular, in the Rio Grande Valley, they produce many crops needed around the country, such as grapefruit, corn, citrus, oranges, all the vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, cabbage, onions are all grown here. And guess what? The undocumented workers are not showing up there. They're not showing up here in Florida, and they're not showing up in California.
So now that I have fallen down this rabbit hole, I just jumped on to Twitter's, and I got an alt Twitter where I pretend to be a Maga guy, and I saw a live, and I am not kidding you. This dude, all these dudes these farmer dudes in there, these farm owner dudes are saying, well, we thought the blacks would come back and do the jobs because they don't have jobs. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but black people have jobs. And you thought you were getting your slaves back is basically what you were saying. That's what you thought. It's still going right now. And I'm not going to post a link to it because I don't want to give these people a voice. But they think they're in a safe space on Twitter. They're not.
That man said he went up on the Twitters and he saw the farmermen, the white farmers, saying that, oh, well, we thought the black folk were going to come back and do the job. He said that they said the blacks. But he said they were convinced that when they started deporting these non-black people of color, right, that we were going to be taking their places back in the fields. Essentially, they thought they were getting their slaves back, right? They thought slavery was going to come back full force. We were going to be like, oh, okay, let's get on back to them fields. Because they don't think black people have jobs. But it makes sense because remember when Trump said they're taking your black jobs? Y'all remember that? Yeah, what do y'all think he meant by that? He meant the people that are in the fields now, right? Which are the Hispanic community, the Latinos. He meant that they were taking our black jobs. See, because he thinks that black people's job is to be up in the field. Yeah, that's right. Right, that's exactly what he thinks. So it all makes sense now. They really thought, these farm owners really thought that black folk, they were going to deport the Hispanics, the Latino community, and that black people were going to go back to the field working for nothing. And they tell us to stop living in the past. Bruh.
Oh no, this is so sad. They are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now. Because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow. So all those people, who got an eyes call on them, they were working on the farms. So now that they're gone, they cannot sustain the farms. You know what's crazy about this video? Because I talked about this like 2 months ago when Trump brought over all these South Afrikaners, farm people, where we find out that they were not really even farmers. And I was talking about this and found out that a few of our dear white farmers here had started losing their farms because of promises that were made to them and was not kept by this administration. So now it's trickling down to some other farmers because now their workforce, they're gone. And I was seeing somewhere where somebody came over, and it was a Caucasian man. He came over from Twitter, and he was like, y'all, a lot of these farmers, white farmers, they thought that black people were going to come and work for their farms. There's a lot going on in this country right now. Us heading into possibly World War II, but this is a conversation just to kind of talk about right now that people are kind of seeing the may find the word, but the decisions that they made, they are coming back to hunt them. Let's just say that. So sorry to hear this, but yeah. So I do hope that some of these Native Americans that did Los Angeles, that they do get back some of these farms that are being lost.
So y'all remember when it was said that we taking all the black jobs? They really thought that we was gonna be looking for black jobs, y'all. I woke up this morning, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw this guy made a video, and I saved it to my favorites so you can go look for it. And he said he was pretending to be Maga on one of those other apps. He said they were doing a live, and the farmers were saying that they thought that the black people would be looking for jobs to work on their farms. Now you gotta be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work? Do they not know that we are educated and we got degrees? And being a farm worker ain't even in the jobs categories that we be looking for. They really don't know how educated some of us are. They don't know how many degrees a lot of us have. They got to be really lost if they think that we want to come and work on their farms. They don't know that our parents and our grandparents growing up wouldn't even let us be outside if it wasn't no shade outside. Do they really think that we gonna work on a farm where ain't no shade trees at? I hate to disappoint y'all, baby, but you gonna have to get somebody else to do it, cause we ain't working on nobody's farm. Never. The only way you gonna see black people working on a farm is if they own the farm, because we not working on nobody's farm as no workers. So I hate to disappoint y'all. If y'all thought those was black jobs that black people looking for, honey, you better think again. Because black folks that I know got good jobs. We've had a black president, we had a black vice president, we got black senators, we got black congressmen, we got black CEOs, we got black doctors, we got black nurses, we got black psychiatrists, we got a lot of good black jobs. I don't know what y'all thought we was gonna be farm workers for. We don't even want to work in the fast food industry. Those jobs, we don't want those kind of jobs. So, I hate to disappoint you MAGA people, but we don't do farm work. So, get somebody else to do it. I'll like, share, comment, and repost. Drop in the comments y'all education and y'all good black jobs, because they don't think we got good black jobs out here. So we need to let them see it.
I was just reading. Green Valley, another meat supplier, U.S. meat supplier, well, they had shut down because of all the arrest ICE is doing. Oklahoma, Nebraska. They had to shut down. Meat suppliers upset. Farmers upset. And the farmers are all talking. They all saying basically the same shit. Well, they thought black people wasn't working. And when Trump said that, you know, the immigrants was taking the jobs from black folks, the farmers thought that the black people would come and work for them even cheaper. So what I'm trying to say, the farmers thought that they were going to have black slaves coming back. So that's why they didn't mind voting for Trump. Mass deportation of the immigrants. Then the black people would come back, come to work, because they looking for jobs. That's what they thought. They thought they would come to work on their farm, basically for free, you know, black slaves. But then they realized and they saw, well, fuck, black people are working. Well, they ain't coming here to work on my farms. No, we're not. See, because you were lied to. Because Trump told you that black people was lazy and they was receiving welfare, is what they call it. They were receiving welfare slaves here, baby. Ain't gonna be no slaves here. We ain't doing that shit. We ain't doing that shit. And I'm telling you, farmers right fucking now, the handful of black folks that's on welfare, I'm telling you right now, they'll get that fucking welfare check up because they ain't coming to work on your fucking farms. They ain't even gonna go out there working that hot ass sun. Acres of land? You ain't gonna have no slaves for black folk. Those days are long gone. All right.
Welcome to my channel. So guys, we are looking at the white farmers right now. They're crying, they're furious, they're feeling betrayed. Why? Because for the longest time they thought that the black community in America are the ones who are going to replace the Latino community or the people of color, that is the Latino, the Hispanic, who used to work in those farms, you know. So they thought the blacks people are going to take back those jobs as slaves, you know. One of the white person say that on social media platform, like, oh, you know, we voted the way we did because we knew, or we thought that, you know, once they do the mass deportation of the undocumented, especially the Latinos community and Hispanic community, of course we knew there's going to be vacancies. So we, in our minds, we thought that, you know, the black community are going to come back to work in those farms, you know, literally talking about slavery, you know, the time when blacks in America used to work in the white plantations, you know, those days of slavery. Literally, that's what you are thinking. I mean, literally, right now, the black community, or should I say the black American, they're educated, they're learned, they're thriving in different sectors of the community of America. They are thriving. People are rich. There's middle class, there's upper class, of course there's middle lower, and then there's middle upper class, and each and every sector people are thriving. Yes, of course there are those who are not doing well, but at the same time there are those who are doing very, very well, extremely very well in their in the areas which they are specializing in. So now you're telling these people, you know, like, okay, so let's go do a farm job. But if you look at the farm jobs that are available, and you look at the type of pay they're paying you, it doesn't add up. They are not even paying you the minimum wage that is allowed by the Constitution of America. You're going to be paid below the minimum wage, and most of these undocumented immigrants or workers used to accept is because they are undocumented. That's the reason why they used to accept when they're being exploited. So as an American citizen, there's no way you're going to accept doing a hard job, you know, difficult job in the farm, and then you're going to be paid below the minimum wage that is accepted in America. None of the American citizens are going to accept, because working in a farm, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of hours, and it is a very hard job. So if you're not used to it, it can literally break you completely, and it can make you sick. So as an immigrant who is undocumented, and you have no other job, and you want to live under the radar in America, so definitely those are the types of jobs you go for, because they are always available, and you're being paid with no questions asked whether you are whether your legal status is okay or not okay. That's the reason why most of these undocumented people, they accept to be manipulated, exploited, and being paid below the minimum wage, because they have no other alternative. But as an American citizen who has your papers, who is educated, you have so many options. You have same rights as any other American citizen, whether you're white, black, or people of color. You have the same right. Definitely, you're going to look for something better. Definitely, you're going to look for an alternative where you can get a job that pays you what you're worth, and of course you can live a good life with your family, yourself, and of course thrive in the area that you specialize in. So that's what now the farmers are seeing. There's a gap in the farming sector. There are no workers, so the farmers, they cannot fill that void. The farmers are looking for workers, and they're not available. So most of the farmers are losing their farms. They're shutting down their farms because there are no workers to manage the farm, and they're not able to pay, you know, their mortgages, they're not able to pay, they're making losses, they're not able to produce anything because there are no workers at all. And if there's no workers in the farm, believe you me, you're going to experience losses, and in the long run you're going to shut down your farm. And that's basically what the white settlers, white farmers in America are experiencing right now. So they're feeling betrayed, they're feeling furious, they're feeling betrayed, and they're wondering why the current administration of America did what they did when they were campaigning. Why did they lie to them? Because they made a lot of promises to them, and somehow they have not fulfilled either one of the promises they made. So in terms of subsidies, of taking care of the farmers through subsidies, it has already been removed. In terms of other sectors where the subsidies which the former President Biden administration used to offer the farmers, it has removed by the current administration of America because of the budget cuts. They want to cut spending of the government. So right now, farmers are suffering in America, and they're furious, and they're literally having the FAFO system where you make a decision and you wonder, and you say, oh, this is karma. This is me being beaten in the face and come to bite me where it hurts the most through my farm. So the red states right now, because majority of the farmers are in the red state of America, right now they're suffering. And especially right now, the way China has literally not, they turned her back on American farmers. They're buying soybeans in other countries. They're buying meat from other countries. Literally, their biggest consumer market is China. So farmers right now are suffering left, right, and center, and they're making losses. So shutting down the farm, it's what is expected. Food is going to be very expensive because of, as a result of less workers, of course, and of course the production is going to increase. And yeah, so people expect when you go to the supermarket, you're going to see food prices are going to be double, triple, even more than that. Let me know what you think about this video. When they say karma is a bitch, this is what they say, karma is a bitch. Remember, the next time you vote wisely, do your research, and vote for somebody who has your best interest at heart. This is karma. This is what they say, you learn through experience, you learn through the hard experience, hardship, hard lessons. This is it. Farmers are suffering in America, and God knows, I don't know what's going to happen to them. But yes, they're losing their farms, they're losing their workers, they cannot make payments, and they cannot even pay mortgages and all this stuff. What's going to happen to them, only time will tell. Let me know what you think about this video. Drop your comments, and please subscribe to my channel.